All right, what up, bitches? We got Winnie the Doggy up in this piece. It is week, 16 in the NFL season, week 14 for our show. Let's go right into the news, you sexy fuck. Let's see here. Eliminated yet again, once promising Bills heading the wrong way. With a 6-8 record, the Bills can finish no better than 8-8. That means Rex Ryan's first season was less successful than Doug Marrone's final year.
Correct. They started off okay, then they made a nice little run in the middle of the season. But the Bills are who they are, and, bottom line, I think we went through a bunch of teams at the beginning of the year that you just can't win without a quarterback, and it's the age-old statement that the teams that are in the playoffs, the teams that advance in the playoffs, have a quarterback. Bottom line, end of story. That's all you have to know. You can split it up either way. This defense is ranked there, their defense is ranked that. Doesn't matter if you don't have a quarterback. Okay, they have a decent quarterback, but he hasn't played all the games. And when your backup is worse than Matt Castle, you're never going to win, ever. Bills are who they are. They're an 8-8 team, and they were in the same 8-8 team, 7-9 team with Doug Marrone. Obviously the name is a lot more attracting, Rex Ryan versus Doug Marrone. But at the end, it's the same record, with or without McCoy, with or without, Kiko Alonso, with or without, it doesn't matter. It's still Buffalo. Buffalo's going to be Buffalo until they get a quarterback or Tom Brady leaves the Patriots.
All right, Norman rips ballerina OBJ wants wide receiver punished. We already know he's suspended for a game now. But Josh Norman said he hopes fans, quote, understand what kind of player Odell Beckham Jr. is after their chippy off and nasty matchup during the Panthers' victory against the Giants on Sunday.
Okay, I'm sure there's about 37 articles about this, so we'll just do this one time and one time only, okay? Okay, so
Martha.
We'll take it one. Actually, did you see Martha on TV?
No.
The other night,
No.
I just texted you.
No, what
she was in the booth.
What was she saying?
She looked like she had the Jackie Onassis glasses,
sure.
the black.
Yeah.
She had a scarf on and a hat.
No, she's pumped. They've won like 5 of the last 6 or something.
She was a mess, but
she was hammered.
So,
Martha.
2 things here. Let's take it as the game started. First of all, Ron Rivera should be blamed for letting his team come out with baseball bats. Now, with all the stuff that we have going on in sports, all the stuff that we have going on in society and everything like that, for a head coach of an NFL team to allow his players to come out with baseball bats and get right in the face of the opposing team saying whatever slurs that is just that's terrible. I mean, as a head coach, you can't condone that. That off the bat is saying, look, our intention is to do whatever we can and hurt you like as if we were taking baseball bats to you. So from the whole last week, just like every other team, is they plan how are we going to get into Beckham's head, because this guy's a clown. He's a punk. He's a some words that I cannot say on camera. Okay?
Sure you can.
No, not these words.
Okay.
But with all that, Ron Rivera needs to take some heat for this too, because that's just ridiculous to be a head coach and allowing your players to come out with baseball bats and put them right in the. It's I can't even find words to describe that, and he's okay with that. So that Ron Rivera's got some issues on that one. The kid Newman, he's a punk. He's a piece of shit. He really is. He did a lot in this, too. He got what he wanted to accomplish. He got underneath Beckham's skin, and then they were fighting for 3/4 of the game. Literally fighting on the field, looking like a bunch of idiots. And like my dad always says, is the stupidest thing you could possibly do is start a fist fight when a guy's wearing a helmet. Second of all, Beckham just went off the chain, and what he did, he should have been ejected from the game. I know Coughlin, he was in a tough spot because they needed that win, and they weren't going to come back. They were down 35-7. They weren't going to come back without Beckham.
And he had a leprechaun.
And he had a leprechaun and everything like that. And what he said after the game was he didn't see the whole thing, so he didn't really know how bad it was. That's a load of horse shit. Everyone knows how bad it was. The coaches, are watching the replays, everything like that. So now Beckham, this is not the first time he's done this. I think we already talked about Beckham, this throwing a punch at another player. I know last year he started a fight, 2 fights, bench clearing brawls, and this guy is an idiot. He's a clown. He's a typical punk kid that has not learned his lesson, and I don't think this is gonna allow him to learn his lesson, because he can come out and say, I apologize, but guess what? Teams are going to now going after him specifically into seeing how he can react. Now, he has never reacted maturely in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So what's going to happen overnight in the next year or 2 years for this guy to become mature and to learn how to not spaz out like a 12-year-old.
Or like Winnie.
And try to take this guy's head off or break his jaw and everything like that. Or it's so stupid. It's just, it goes against everything. These people, the guys who played football, like the Ditkas and all those guys that have,
like the Shillings
in the 60s and the 70s, it's just an embarrassment. And all the guys that played in the 80s that, have made the wide receiver position the way it is, and it's an ultimate, diva. We can go down the list about all these stupid receivers.
Football!
And corners are just such prima donnas. It's all about them. The ego's there. And guess what? Just like I was talking about Manziel 6-7 times, he's not going to learn. Beckham's not going to learn until he really breaks the guy's jaw or concusses him or paralyzes him. Then what? Then your sorries are out the window, because now you're really in trouble. Yeah, we'll suspend you 1 game, okay, and we'll give a $26,000 fine to Newman. It doesn't matter to those guys. They say it does because they have to say it does. It's the same situation. If these guys saw it on the street, it's going to be the same thing as what you saw on the field, because that's how they were raised. That's all they know. They're punks. They're idiots. They're an embarrassment to their family, for whatever family they have left. I'm not buying the whole that's the atmosphere they were brought up in. Yeah, but they're men now. They know what's right and wrong. So from the baseball bats to the whole thing, it was a great game between 2 good football teams, and unfortunately, it was overshadowed by everything I've listened to on the radio and everything I've heard on, the TV is Beckham. And you know what? They had just the fact that they were even questioning overturning this penalty was insanity. He's a punk, he's a piece of shit, and he's never going to learn. And I'm going to say that many, many more times on the show, because these guys are not punished the way they should be punished to learn a lesson like we're 6 years old, 7 years old.
Finish him!
So, its bottom line is I wish you could say, I wish we could talk more about football than all these other, all this shit that's going on with teams. And, I blame Ron Rivera. I blame, Coughlin. I blame everybody in that situation. There's no one that's not left to blame, because everyone was involved. Everyone was, a part of it, and neither coach did anything to take the guys out of the game, because winning is more important than any other thing in this entire world. And I'm right there with you. But there comes a point in time when you got 7, 8, 9, 10, 12-year-olds watching these games and seeing this and thinking this is okay. So, bottom line, Beckham is deserved the game suspension. Newman should have got a game suspension. They both should have been thrown out, but none of that ever happened. So, unfortunately, Newman will play this week and Beckham won't. So, we'll go from there.
Well, going from there, let's talk about this. Bills Williams, after loss, is singled out, quote, so be it. In response to Coach Rex Ryan's comments about change following the Bills' loss to the Redskins, defensive end Mario Williams on Sunday questioned how a pay cut could, quote, sound right.
Pay cut for him?
Apparently.
Well, Mario Williams, the first overall pick by the Houston Texans back in 2006, I believe. It was him or Bush. I'll never forget it. And then they took Williams first, and then Bush, was taken second by the Saints, and, he was a flop. Mario Williams really, he had a couple seasons where he was up in the 15.5, 16.5. He went to Buffalo, had a decent year. He's it's just one of those injury things. He could never get in a groove for 2 or 3 years, like a J.J. Watt, like those guys that stay in the groove and continue to produce over a decent period of time. I know he's making a lot of money, and it's one thing to take a pay cut without announcing it. It's one thing to take a pay cut and not want to have it be talked about. Being humble about it, like Tom Brady does it. He's very humble about taking pay cuts to make sure his team's better. Now Mario Williams, and Rex Ryan, I mean, it's been an ongoing feud, media feud. I mean, I probably bet that they really haven't had much conversation between either of them, and they just do it through the media. Bottom line, the Buffalo Bills are what they are. They have talent on both sides of the ball, but when you have injuries and you got guys that are just not happy, it starts from within. And if they trust their head coach, they won't come out in the media. That's the bottom line. And if you really, really, really respect your coach, you'll think before you speak. These guys have no respect for Rex, and until they get a quarterback, and that Buffalo fan base, it's tough to grasp onto them. They're still holding on to Jim Kelly. They're still holding on to Thurman Thomas. They're still holding on to Andre Reed. They're holding on to these guys that were in the 90s because that's all they have to hold on to, because it's been an absolute shit show since they lost their third Super Bowl in a row. Disgusting. Buffalo's got a lot of problems. Rex Ryan is not the answer there. He's shown that, and they are what they are. They're an 8-8 team, 7-9 team. Mario Williams still has a boatload of talent. They haven't been using him right, and he's frustrated. And, when you're frustrated, you do a lot of stupid things, or say a lot of stupid things. So, bottom line, he's still got great talent. I don't know what the next chapter in his professional career is going to be.
Well, let's talk about saying stupid things. Supposedly, this is what Peyton Manning said. Peyton, on notion of status demand, quote, it's insulting. Peyton Manning emphatically disputed a report Sunday that said he had expressed to the Broncos that he did not want to be the team's backup when able to return.
He didn't say that?
Correct. He claims he never said that.
I believe Peyton Manning. I mean, Peyton Manning's never been one of those guys to say something and then, adamantly, say I never said that, because I don't believe he said it. Peyton Manning is a true pro. As much as I don't like him, as much as he's a loser, he still has the utmost respect for the game of football. Just like Eli, they were taught by their father. They know they respect the game. They play the game the right way, and they love the game, and they're competitive, and they're everything that you would ever want in a football player. Now, Peyton right now is on. He's in the ninth inning of his career, and I think even if he's still healthy, you got to go with Osweiler, because he's proven that he can be serviceable and win games. Now, with all that being said, I mean, it's going to be a tough decision for Denver when Peyton does get healthy, for the playoffs, let's say, and you have to make a decision. And then the worst case you can do is, say Osweiler is our quarterback, hence the Houston Texans from the first week, and then Osweiler, is looking over his shoulder like, don't make a mistake, don't make a mistake, because then Peyton's coming in, and Peyton comes in, and you could be down by 21 points at that time. So, and that's why head coaches get paid a lot of money. They have to make these decisions. They have to stand by their decision. I think if Peyton's good to go, you're still rolling the dice. I would, as a conservative, person that I am, I would stay with what's been working for you and allow your defense to be the best people on the field, and just hope to and pray to God your offense doesn't turn the ball over and you'll win. Regardless of who's a better quarterback right now, they're both very average at best. And Peyton Manning, and you say his name, you think he's great, and yeah, he was four MVPs, the whole shebang. But right now he's not, and Osweiler has done he's done a good job with the time what he's had. He had a hell of a game against the Patriots. I mean, you just gotta have a quarterback that's going to protect the ball. Are either of those quarterbacks going to win a Super Bowl? Absolutely not in a million years. So Denver just has to. Denver's defense is good enough to get them there. Now, I don't believe either quarterback's good enough to win, but they just rely on their defense.
All right, suspended Blackman arrested on DUI charge. Justin Blackman, who has not played since being suspended indefinitely in 2013 for substance abuse issues, was arrested Saturday on a DUI charge. Yeah, blast from the past. I think him and Josh Gordon have been suspended. Year and I haven't even thought about those guys all year. It doesn't help your case when you've been suspended for close to 2 years and then you go out and get arrested for a DUI. That shows you don't care. That shows you that you have no respect. I'd be surprised if when he becomes eligible, whenever that is, that team signs him. Now he's still the same player. If he's working out every day, and staying in receiver shape, then he may, be a help to some team. But other than that, the guy's a problem. He's always been a problem. He's always going to be a problem. And unless he, gets a checkup from the neck up, it's. I don't see a good scenario or a good ending to the story, whatever it may be. Injury-riddled Pats. This is my fucking pick of the week news story. I'm fucking loving this signing. Injury-riddled Pats signed veteran running back Jackson. The Patriots signed veteran free agent running back Steven Jackson to bolster their injury-plagued backfield. I was jacking off when this happened. Nice. That's Doggy. She's excited. She is. She's very excited. Yep. She's a Pats Steven fan. Jackson. Okay. See now. I was fortunate enough, for many years to be on the sidelines for NFL games and be, toe to toe with the refs and all that, and watch these guys, these athletes perform at a high level. Now, Steven Jackson is the best running back with size and speed that I've ever seen in my life in person. This guy is when he was rolling in 2005, 2006, 2007, this guy was a beast, an animal, okay? Now, he would lay hits. He had good foot quickness. He could do just about everything, and he always played on turf in the dome, which always helped him. But, at the end of his career, just like every other back from that generation, the Sean Alexanders and the who's the other guy there? Priest Holmes and all these guys that were very good. The thing with running backs is they run hard for 4 years to get that second contract. And then when they get that second contract, the team is always hesitant to give him all that money because they know he's eventually going to break down. He's a human being, So the second contract didn't work out. He ended up at Atlanta and was getting carries here and there. Now, it's a great pickup for the Patriots. The only thing I hesitate about is there's a specific reason he's been out of football, and there's a specific reason why he has not been picked up until now. There's two different sides. You can look at it. Maybe Steven Jackson has kept himself in shape and is just waiting for this phone call. Or maybe he's already received 30 other phone calls from 30 other NFL teams, and they said,
I don't want to play for you. And now when the Pats come calling, he's like, yeah, let me go. I have a chance to win a Super Bowl. So I think and I'm just guessing. I mean, I don't know the guy. I mean, I never had a problem with him. I think he's a great running back. I thought he was a great running back at Oregon State. He was a I'll never forget it. The Niners, passed on him and took Rashawn Woods in the first round of the 2004 NFL draft. So, great back. Don't know how much he has left in the tank, but anything is better than what the Patriots have in their backfield right now. And if you can, have a guy that's proven in the league and he can run the ball and, they create holes for him and, let's see what happens. It can't hurt. I mean, he's better than what they got. And if he's available and he truly wants to play. And bottom line is Bill Belichick is not going to sign a guy and give him 2 or 3 weeks to get ready. Bill Belichick's going to sign him to play immediately. So he must, as Patriot fans out there, be happy that because he's got to be ready. No ifs, ands, or buts. He's not the Steven Jackson.